Talks Arutere here. Welcome to my journal entry. I read an excerpt from my journal every week to teach you how to use this free tool to navigate obstacles on your path, to deal with challenges, and to get some clarity when you're uncertain of things. It is wonderful when you have friends and family and people that you can go to for advice and to even tell you the answer to things you don't know. But I believe that the most valuable answers lie within you. They are deep inside of you, where the challenge lies, where your mind has reached, has hit a wall and is unable to get beyond where you stand. Right there in that space within you is the answer. But if you don't regularly practice introspection and if you don't pull out the answer from within you, you're not going to find it. And one way to do that is by journaling. So this was written on the 12th of June this year, and I was in the middle of what I considered to be a deliverance from a long situation that I had been dealing with. And in those times, or in that time, I'm not sure about you, I get the most value. As a matter of fact, the more intense the challenge, the more valuable the lessons that come out of it. And sometimes they are so deep that I call them gold. So this one is called gold, and I'm going to share a piece of gold with you. I learned that for a thought to become a thing, it must permeate every crevice of your mind. You cannot harbor a hybrid or an alloy, which is a mix of ideas, and expect just one metal to be manifested. You'll get a hybrid when you believe two things at the same time. For example, God is with me and God has left me. And the result is an infertile offspring, one that cannot bear fruit, and it looks neither like its mother or father. We are products of our father only. So a hybrid in the animal kingdom is when two animals are merged or crossed to produce a better species, or a species that pulls out the strengths from both. Perfect example is a mule. A mule is a combination of a donkey and a horse. Donkeys are amazing animals. Horses are amazing animals. I can't remember what the negatives and the positives of both. I've done a podcast episode on this quite a long time ago. I'll put the link below here actually, or mention the episode number. But a mule grabs the amazing features of both. It's extremely strong, can go for long periods, I think, without water. And back in the day, farmers used to use them to work the farms, pull their tractors and till the ground and everything, because they were just very, very hardworking, very strong beasts. But the thing with a mule is that it can't produce anything. You cannot merge or combine two mules to get a baby mule. That's impossible, because hybrids are infertile. So when it comes to your ideas, whatever it is that is within you is pure and perfect in itself. You might need someone to help you shape it. You might need some support to help you bring it into manifestation, because no man's an island and we all need each other. But the idea in itself, and the solution to the problem that you might be facing in its purest form lies within you. And it is journaling that brings it out. You're going to produce a specific action, or you want to produce a specific result. You've got to make sure that the thought that you have in your mind is not a mixture of thoughts and ideas. And you have to make sure that that one thought permeates every corner of your mind, so that it has your whole entire being has no choice but to make sure that it gets manifested. And so I was writing this because of me trying to tell myself and affirm and convince myself and remind myself that God was with me. But at the same time, I was seeing circumstances and situations that suggested God was not with me. And so it was now down to, you've got to make a choice what to believe. You can't believe both talks. You can't believe that God is with you and God is not with you at the same time. You have to choose one. And what I found was, by having those two thoughts running through my mind at the same time, they kept me immobile, because it's like trying to run left and trying to run right at the same time. You're not going to go anywhere. If you ever seen those two-legged those races where you tie one leg goes, one of your legs with someone else's, and you're both trying to run. The other person has an idea to run in a different direction, and you want to go in the other direction. You're not going anywhere. And so when you have two opposing thoughts or two very different thoughts playing in your mind at any one time, you're not going to produce the result. So the lesson here was to understand that I have to be single-minded in my thinking if I want to produce results. And that applies, of course, to you. If you've got an idea, if you have a concern, if you believe that you have a solution to something, whatever you believe can be manifested, but you have to believe it singularly. You can't believe that and believe the opposite or something else at the same time. I used to have someone in my life, a friend, who was very opinionated, and she was quite good at articulating her ideas to the point where I trusted her ideas over mine, because in my head I'm thinking, well, maybe I don't quite know what I'm doing. But because of the articulation of her words, I trusted hers more. And often I would try and combine her thoughts and mine, and I never produced anything. So let me know if this resonates with you, what your thoughts are. I really love sharing these lessons, but more importantly, I love reading back from you and hearing your thoughts about it. There's so many other gems in here which I would love to share. If you want to learn more about mindset, entrepreneurship, faith, then head to livinginsideoutpodcast.com or go to any podcast app and look for Living Inside Out with Talks and download all of the gold, all of the stuff. Have a lovely day. I'll talk to you soon.